Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the Big Money Show, brought to you by the team of Big Financial Services. I'm your host, Kristen Oakley, and I'm joined by the president, Glenn Cummings. We're so glad you're here with us today. We've got a compelling show for you. The title of this episode is To Contribute or Not to Contribute, the problem with your qualified plans. And if you have saved most of your wealth in something like a 401k or a traditional IRA, you are definitely not going to want to miss today's conversation. Glenn, my friend, are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's go. It's going to be one of the greatest shows we've ever had, honestly. You know, thank you folks out there for calling in. Thank you for scheduling consultations with us. We are helping so many people right now. And it's really such a blessing to be able to serve folks. And but yeah, one of the biggest concerns that most people have is taxes. I know we talk a lot about taxes, but taxes really are the biggest problem that most retirees face.
And they aren't even aware of it half the time.
They're not even aware of it, right? They have no idea. So, you know, as you had talked before, that a lot of these pre-taxed accounts really provide us the opportunity to build our net worth, to really grow our money. But when we look over people's portfolios, a very high percentage of them are always in pre-tax investments. They have only done 401ks. You know, they think that's the option that they should take advantage of, and it's a great opportunity. But if everything you have is in that one basket and you haven't diversified, you know, you haven't looked at non-qualified investments that can provide some significant tax benefits, if you haven't looked at Roths that are going to provide you significant long-term tax benefits on your distribution phase, right? You're missing the boat. You're really missing the boat. So today we're going to talk about taxes. We're going to talk about ways to mitigate those taxes because I can tell you one thing. There's nothing worse than seeing a large portion of your money disappear.
Yes. Well, and success in retirement isn't about how much you have, it's about how much you get to keep. And I think the point is taxes are one of the biggest detriments that a lot of folks aren't even aware of or prepared to navigate. And I think part of this misconception and the frustration is that when these accounts were created, right? Back with the Revenue Act of 1978. We were all told this was a really good thing for us because you put the money in each year, you make the contribution, you get a tax deduction for that year, and then supposedly once you're in retirement, you should be in a lower tax bracket. But is that really what's happening for folks?
It's really not the case because in a lot of cases, like you said, 1978, when people really started contributing to these accounts, you know, the benefit is, and let's talk about the benefits of 401ks, of IRAs. The benefits are, like you said, you can take your taxes off the top, right? That reduces whatever income you earn for that year when you contribute to an IRA or a 401k. But you also have this really unique ability to tax defer, right? Which means you're not paying taxes on those interest earnings as your money's growing over those years, right? So it allows it to truly compound. So you're getting interest earnings that are compounding and your tax savings are compounding. So a lot of these accounts, it's great because a lot of people I meet with today, they're millionaires, okay? They got over $1 million in these things and they think we've made it, right? But if you look at $1 million, right, and you figure out you've got a silent partner, right, in your IRAs, that silent partner is called the IRS.
Good old Uncle Sam.
Good old Uncle Sam. And as soon as I can get rid of that silent partner, the better. Because if I look at $1 million today, and let's assume I were to say I want to get out of these accounts and I'm going to pay the tax on this, you're talking $300,000+ of your money is going to go to the IRS before you get what's left over. And here's the other really, really big problem that a lot of people are unaware of. If I keep my money in those accounts and I continue to let those accounts defer and I put them in an average account that grows pretty well, an equities-based type of portfolio or bonds-based portfolio, and it doubles in 10 years from now, now I've got a $700,000 tax liability, right? That someone's going to pay down the road. And of course, the longer I have those accounts, the bigger those accounts get based on distributions that we're required to take, which are always taxable, right? Then my kids inherit it. It's just taxes are a nightmare in retirement.
Yes.
So there's all kinds of planning that we do that help mitigate those taxes, folks. And if you're not talking with your current financial advisor of how to mitigate these taxes, and just say to them, just give them a call and say, hey, look, I got a lot of money invested in these things. And I'm nervous about this huge tax liability that this guy on TV talks about, okay? And this beautiful girl Kristen talks about, all right? Brings up the 1978, all the great stuff she brings up, which helps me tremendously, okay? Here's the point. Call them and say, look, I want to mitigate my taxes. Oh, you're okay. What do you mean I'm okay? Well, you don't want to get rid of the IRS now because you'll lose this, you'll lose that, and blah, blah, blah. And this is what you hear, right? Or just hang in there. We don't know what the taxes are going to be in the future. They may be lower. They may be higher, folks.
Yes. Yep.
And I believe they're possibly going to be higher, right? Many of us, we don't realize if we look back in time, I think it's from 1938 to 1988, the average highest tax rate was up in the 70, almost 80% range. Some of the lowest tax rates were over 50%.
Yes.
Right?
And so right now we're in the third lowest tax brackets that we've ever been in the history of our country. Yeah, which is hard for people to stomach when you feel like you're being taxed to death on everything, right?
Yeah. But if they're lower now, guess when it's the best time to get out of those accounts? It's now. It's not waiting 5, 6, 7 years for our accounts to be double. I want to get rid of that silent partner that I have in my accounts now. How am I going to do it, Glenn? What are we going to do? We're going to sit down with you. We're going to come into my office. We're going to look at this gigantic big screen that makes it very clear to understand. And we're going to show you different ways to get you out of those taxable accounts to generate tax-free income. I want tax-free income in retirement. I want my spouse to receive tax-free income, and of course, my kids, right? So sitting down with a professional that knows taxes is very important for folks to do. And a lot of people, they don't have that advice. So sit down with someone that understands taxes, future taxes, will work with your CPA, right? Or refer someone that may be able to help you to where we can mitigate those taxes. And I can tell you one thing, there's nothing better. I have many clients that come to me that have done this type of planning, right? And they're the happiest people I've ever met. You know why? Because they're not forced to take these distributions, which are taxable.
Right.
Every distribution they take out is tax-free. Those accounts are available, folks. If you don't understand them, give us a call. Let's get together and let's share with you how those accounts work. Let's get rid of that silent partner, which is the IRS. Let's get rid of them. We can do it, right? It's just a matter of making a call.
Absolutely. And we have more that we're going to talk about in terms of strategies and how to do that throughout today's show. But I think that is an important thing to highlight. So much of our industry doesn't focus on strategic tax planning, yet you and the team of Big Financial Services do. And that really does set you apart in this space. And you do it because it's in the client's best interest to figure out and learn how to get Uncle Sam out of the picture. I think so many folks are just resigned to feeling like, oh, I guess this is the way it is. This is what I have to pay. And you're waving the flag going, no, there are strategies. There's ways to help you pay less to the IRS.
Yeah, I think that a lot of clients, when they come into the office, the first, second meeting is kind of sharing ideas, sharing the different loopholes, I call them. Not really loopholes, but laws that are there that will allow you to get out of these taxable accounts, right? But when you share the stuff with people, sometimes people go, Glenn, that's really too good to be true. Wait a minute, that's how much I'm going to pay in taxes over all these years, and I can actually pay a smaller amount now and avoid those tax problems in the future? Yes, you can. Sometimes it's hard for people to believe, right? That they're not aware of this stuff. So sometimes it's educating, it's sharing, it's showing you, it's giving you proof, meeting with your current CPA and sharing with them, some of the different forward-seeking tax strategies rather than just doing your current tax returns for that year.
For sure.
Right.
Well, and this is why creating that strategic tax plan is part of every complimentary written financial plan that you
Yeah.
offer. We want to give more folks in the Tampa Bay area the opportunity to connect with you. So talk them through what's going to happen when they call into the show today.
So you're going to call on the show, and unfortunately, you're probably going to have to meet with Glenn. Okay, and Kristen doesn't always come to the meetings, okay, but I'm going to be there, okay. Joking aside, we have a great team. Yeah, so all of our team works together. We have other advisors. We have in-service representatives. We have certified financial planners on our backside of our company that will do analysis, tax analysis. All of this stuff is completely prepared for you when you come in to meet with us, right? So a lot of clients will send us in their investment statements in advance, and we'll do a complete analysis. And those analyses that are completed, if you were to hire someone else, another attorney, another CPA, another financial planner, would be a lot of money, right? So this is such an advantage for our viewers out there to call us, schedule a time, have this free consultation. And what's nice is we give you an entire big financial book. Okay, it's beautiful. I should have brought it with me today. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm going to bring it next time, I promise. But it shows you a complete analysis of where your taxes are now, where they're going to be in the future. And our tax calculator, we're going to share once again. That has been so successful for our company because it's really opened up a lot of your eyes out there of the tax problems that you're going to face in the future. So, that's just a little piece. If you like that tax calculator, wait until you see a full tax analysis. Wait until you see a complimentary cost and risk analysis. Wait until you see us build our plans for you that are individual for you and for your family. You're going to be blown away. And what's nice is that we just give you things to take home, review. You're the boss, not me, right? We're going to share with you what we have. You're going to take it home. You're going to review it. You're going to make the decision that you're comfortable with.
Wonderful. Well, Glenn, thank you. I'm excited to continue the conversation with you, and we're going to share that tax calculator with you when we come back, so don't go anywhere. But this is an excellent opportunity for you to go ahead and get connected. These spots do fill up quickly. We want you to be able to come in and for no cost, no charge, no obligation, have your complimentary written financial plan built for you. So to claim yours, all you need to do is call 888-503-7408. Or if you'd rather connect online, simply scan that QR code and that will get you connected as well. Stay with us. We've got the tax bill calculator for you when we come back. Do you know what the government's current tax plan might be for you? Stay with us to find out right after this.
So if you're close to retirement, that's pretty awesome, right? But a lot of people that I meet with can already retire. They think I've got another 4 or 5 year window before I can retire, right? And the reason why is they haven't sat down. They haven't budgeted everything of what they're going to need. You need to sit down with someone that can help you with planning for that retirement. Because once you retire, you lose a job. We've got to make up that job with income from somewhere. And we want to make sure that income can last, right? The rest of our lives. That's a very important thing. So sitting down with a professional, not only me, but shop around. Just make sure that they build a plan for you that you can review and feel comfortable with. Building those plans is very, very important. And that way it gives you some kind of peace to it, and that's what most of us want to know is when can we retire? Well, there's all kinds of different tools that are available out there, and it's working with someone that knows all the tools. Imagine not having to face your retirement journey with those same old corporate solutions like everyone else has. In these economic times, you deserve a fresh perspective that includes personalized income planning and some independent thinking from an experienced fiduciary advisor who will focus on you. Call today for your complimentary review.
Welcome back. You're watching The Big Money Show. I'm your host, Kristen Oakley, here with the president of Big Financial Services, Glenn Cummings, and we're so glad that you're sharing this time with us today. If you're just tuning in, we are talking about the problem with your qualified plans. Again, the reality is most Americans have the bulk of their wealth for retirement saved up in tax-deferred accounts. For you, it could be a 401k, a 403b, a traditional IRA, and there is a looming tax bomb that you are headed into in retirement that most folks are completely unaware of. So we want to shed light on that. Glenn, we talked about earlier, this is the problem.
Yeah.
Most folks, this is the strategy. It's been save as much as possible, which is great.
Yeah.
And so many folks you meet with have done an excellent job of saving, right?
Absolutely. And like you said it the best. It's a looming tax bomb.
Mm-hmm.
It really is.
Mm-hmm.
It's a silent partner that is not going to go away.
Mm-hmm.
If I own a business, right, and I know I have a partner that likes to spend a lot of money, is that our government? Yeah,
sounds a lot like it. Yep. Mm-hmm.
That can change its percentage of ownership in your business every year. That's called rising taxes, right?
Right.
I want to get rid of that silent partner.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get rid of that silent partner. And many of you don't know how to get rid of them.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know how to do it. But it's really, truly amazing to me how some clients that I do meet, right, have done all of this planning already. And a lot of them do it on their own, without any guidance or advice. They just say, gosh, this is a tax bomb. I want to get rid of this problem. And a lot of them do all of it on their own. And they come show up a few years later, and all of their accounts are in tax-deferred, tax-free Roth accounts, right? And I look at these accounts and I'm like, gosh, who helped you with this? Oh, we just did it ourselves. What do you mean you did it yourself? Well, we called our advisor, and our advisor said we'd be crazy to do that because we're gonna have to take all this money. It's gonna cost us all this money in taxes. We're gonna lose this value, and don't worry about the taxes in the future. They call their CPA. CPA say, gosh, that's a big tax bill to pay, right? And a lot of clients are doing it on their own because they understand the fact of getting rid of our silent partner, which is called the IRS. We want to get rid of them as soon as we can, especially while taxes are currently low. You're going to pay a lot less in taxes. Here's another thing too. One of the other strategies that's been fantastic for us is if your IRAs, right, are going through a market dip, right? And, say, you've got, I always say $1 million to make the numbers easy for me, okay? But let's say 100,000. If I have $100,000 and I go through a 20% correction in the markets, the markets are down 20%. Now I have a lesser tax liability to get rid of that silent partner because I have less money in the account. Hello. Right? Seems simple to understand. Most people don't understand this. But if I were to get out of that account now, I'm paying less tax. I can move that money over to a Roth account with the same similar type of investments that I had previously. But now that growth is tax deferred, just like an IRA. And as long as I own that Roth for a period of 5 years, every distribution from that at that point moving forward is tax-free. That's such a good feeling.
It is.
It's a great feeling.
I think most folks watching are like, show me how to go from taxed always to taxed never again, right?
Yes.
And so that's what we want to do for you now. We have a very special resource. We've referenced this earlier in the show. This is the Tax Bill Calculator. You can access it completely for free by visiting bigtaxbill.com, or you can click on that QR code that will take you to the simple landing page. We're going to walk you through what you need to do when you get to that site. So as you'll see here on the screen, there's a very simple landing page. You're going to put in your name. You will put in your current age, because what this tool is going to do is calculate your future tax bill for you. So it needs to know how old you are today. You're going to put in how much money you have saved up in tax deferred accounts. For example, those traditional 401ks, traditional IRAs, whatever you might have that fits that bucket of money. Then you're also going to put in your email address, because you will receive a complimentary 4-page report at the end of this analysis. But you'll notice at the bottom of the screen, there's actually 2 sliders that you can adjust and play around with. you can adjust your assumed tax liability along with the assumed growth rate on that tax-deferred bucket of money. Then, once you click submit, two things are going to happen. First up, you're going to instantly see side by side the difference between the government's tax plan for you if you do nothing versus how much less you could pay in tax there on the right-hand side of your screen if you enact some of these tax saving strategies that we're talking about today that the team of Big Financial Services engages in with their clients. But then you're also going to receive that complimentary 4-page report. This screenshot is showing you 1 page of that 4-page report where it shows you the breakdown of your numbers. And we just need to point out, Glenn, this is staggering. For this example, this person had $500,000 saved up in a tax-deferred account. They assumed they were in a 25% tax liability, assumed growth rate of 8%. Look at the difference down there. It's a difference between paying $1.6 million in taxes over the rest of their lifetime versus only $125,000.
Yes.
That's staggering.
It's not only is it staggering, but what we've noticed is that we have such a great response of people that are reaching out to get this report. And one thing about us is that there's a lot of you that are reaching out to get this report. There's a section in there that says if you'd like to speak with us, click a button, right? But there's also a section that says you're going to get this emailed report. You will have the report in your email within just a few short minutes, right? But we're not going to call you. We're not going to bother you, right? As a matter of fact, most people that get those reports, they call us.
Right, because once they see that, they can't unsee it, and they're going help, right?
They're going help. They call us, and that's why we're so busy. We're so blessed to be busy, you know? You know, it's such a simple thing. And a lot of you out there, you've got a cell phone. Okay, here's mine. It's hidden in the corner. Okay, and I've got it on mute so it doesn't, you know, keep ringing while we're sitting here. I think we had one of our shows. We had to cancel the show because my phone rang. Remember that? And there's no teleprompters here, folks. We're going at it here today. Okay, but you have a phone. You pull it out. You click it, and you look at that link. You send it. Next thing you know, you're right on. You can plug in your numbers. Get a report, right? We're not going to call you or bother you. We're not going to do it. We're such a busy firm, but I can tell you one thing. Once you actually get that report and you really truly are concerned and you're truly wanting to be smart long-term with your investments, you're wanting to protect your spouse, wanting to protect your kids from all these taxes, I promise you, you're going to be calling us. You're going to be scheduling a time with us so we can do a full review of everything. And here's another thing too. A lot of people that are out there, you know, you may not be in Tampa. You know, our office is in Tampa, but we do Zooms, we do phone calls, right? As a matter of fact, our first consultation with clients is a simple phone call to answer some of your questions, because most of you are going to have questions. I don't care if you think they're a good question or a dumb question. It doesn't matter. We're here to serve you. We're the experts in this, right? You need our help. We're here to help, right? So we can do a phone call. We can do a Zoom. You can come into the office. But as I mentioned before, we never, write this down out there, folks, we never charge a consultation fee. So you can call us, we can talk with you, we can schedule multiple times to visit. We never charge a consultation fee. We're not charging you for this tax calculator either. People say, well, Glenn, how do you make your money, right? Look it up online, folks. Go to Google and look up fiduciary advisor fee only. Look that up. You're going to see that. So we're a fee only advisor, which is acts in a fiduciary capacity. And that's how we earn our living, right? No commissions, no broker fees on the management side. And then, of course, if clients like some guarantees, those are on the insurance side or the annuity side. And from those companies, we get paid from those companies directly based on how much business we do, et cetera, what types of plans the clients want or need. But all of that is fully disclosed to you before you make a decision. You're going to receive all this stuff in writing. You're going to know how we make our money, what are the benefits, how much we get paid from, you know, the insurance companies if we do business with them. You're going to know all of it. It's going to be very clear for you to make the best financial decision. But yeah, right now at this point, take advantage of us.
Yes, yeah.
Take advantage of these free things that we're offering, and you're going to be blown away. Yeah, take advantage of it. Pull the phone out.
That's the key. Awareness is the first step. So again, in addition to visiting bigtaxbill.com, that's just the first step. You will receive that complimentary report. The real way that the team is going to be able to help and serve you is by you coming in and sitting down and receiving your full complimentary written financial plan. 888-503-7408 is that number to call, or again, you're welcome to scan that QR code and that will get you connected as well. We'll be back with more right after this.
Did you ever think that your own retirement would be shared with our government? It's true, your 401k, IRA, pension, or other similar retirement accounts are in partnership with good old Uncle Sam. Simply put, they want their tax dollars and you have them. With our latest tax calculator, you can plug in your own number while sitting at home. To find out what your future tax liability may be, simply scan the QR code or go to bigtaxbill.com.
Welcome back to the Big Money Show, where today Glenn and I have been answering the question to contribute or not to contribute, the problem with your qualified tax deferred plans. Again, we know so many of you watching have done a great job of saving for your retirement, but predominantly the bulk of that wealth is in tax deferred accounts, and with that comes a huge future tax bill. That's why we've offered the tax bill calculator for folks to use for no charge. Again, if you're just joining us, you can visit bigtaxbill.com. That will take you to a landing page. You can put in some basic information, and within minutes, you can see side by side the difference between the government's tax plan for you if you do nothing versus how much less you could pay in tax. Such a huge difference, important for folks to know. Again, you were talking earlier, you mentioned diversification at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
I think it's important for folks to understand that there's different types of diversification.
Yeah.
Folks need to be diversified from a tax perspective. I think
Yes.
that's not talked about enough, is tax diversification with your retirement money.
Absolutely. And we've talked about IRAs, we've talked about 401ks, 403bs, we've talked about Roth accounts. But there's also non-qualified accounts, right? And some of the benefits of those, if I were to purchase an equity position in a company and that equity position were to grow over time, as long as I still own that equity position, upon me passing, there's a step-up basis that goes to my beneficiaries, right? They're not going to have to pay the long-term capital gains on that.
Right.
Okay? Are a lot of people sharing that with you? No, that's just another strategy. There's also tax-deferred annuities, right? Which can provide tax-deferred growth. And if they're non-qualified, you're not forced to take required minimum distributions. So there's all kinds of things we're going to share with you. Please give us a call, get scheduled, come into the office. It's a lot more fun, right? Come in, check out the oak trees. We're gonna have a fresh cup of coffee. Come in and meet the team. Visit us online. You can see the whole entire team, all of our shows that are coming up. Please feel free to reach out to us. We're here in Tampa. We'd love to meet with you.
Wonderful. Well, Glenn, thank you. What an important conversation it is for folks to be paying attention to and prepared for your future tax bill in retirement. Again, we know that a lot of this might be new to you. The good news is it's not new to Glenn and the team of Big Financial Services, and you don't have to go it alone. They are here to help and serve you so that you don't have to pay any more in taxes than you are legally required to pay. That number to call to schedule your complimentary written financial plan is 888-503-7408, or you're welcome to scan that QR code and that will get you connected as well. Thanks so much for watching. We appreciate you being here. We look forward to being back with you next time here on The Big Money Show.